Y'all know what? You know what's so funny is because hold on, y'all. It just made me think because last week my daughter was like, "Mom, can we watch?" Oh, okay. So it's two revelations. Okay, so hold on. So last week, my daughter was like, so we was having movie night. So she was like, "Mom, can we watch The New Color Purple?" So I was like, "Okay, bet we gonna watch The New Color Purple." And then after that, we had end up watching The Little Mermaid, y'all. Man, listen, I was getting revelation back to back. Okay, so it was a couple parts that was standing out to me, but one of the parts that really stood out to me was when Silly had officially, I think it was Silly had officially left Mister's house, right? And she broke free from it. But I remember when she was saying to him, she said to him, like, "Until you do right by me." She was pretty much like, "Until you do right by me, everything you do gonna fail." In other words, right? And so, y'all, when she left, like literally everything was failing. Okay, like he just was he was going through it. He literally was going through the storm. And y'all remember that part when he was out in the field. I'm talking about the new one because I don't think this happened in the regular Color Purple. But he was out in the field because he had left he went to Harpo's bar. He got there and was all drunk and acting all belligerent and stuff like that. And so they kind of kicked him out of the bar. And so when he kicked him out, he was on his way home, walking home, and then it started raining and stuff. And so he fell to the ground and he was laying on the ground and he was just like, "Lord, just give me one more chance. Like, I'll do right. Just give me one more chance." So when I seen it, I was like, "Oh my goodness." This is them pleading because there was a storm taking place in their life. Everything was not, like, everything in their life was crumbling. Nothing in their life was working out. Okay. And this is for some of your spouses. Nothing, every single door, everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong simply because they did not do right by you. And again, until they do right by you, my God, until they do right by you, nothing will happen. Nothing in their life will prosper. Okay. And the revelation that I'm even getting as I speak is Ruth 3:18, because the Father has been showing me Ruth 3:18. And that's when Naomi said, Naomi, sit here, for the man won't rest until the matters is settled, something like that. Rest here or whatever, for the man won't rest until the matters are settled. He could not rest until he made it right. And so it later on in the movie, there was like, y'all, and then this was the crazy part too. Later on in the movie, they was around this tree. They was around this big tree and they all was like celebrating, and it was Easter, okay? Resurrection. And he came, right? Not only did he come, but he came and he pretty much sold, I think he sold his house. I don't know, but he did something where he was able to get her sister, Silly's sister, to come back. Because he needed documentation for immigration purposes for her sister to be able to come back. So he ended up making a sacrifice, whatever it was. I think it was his home, to help his silly sister come back to her. And that was his act of atonement. Like, I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just going back to that. Like, oh my gosh, like, I'm sorry. This is their acts of, this is part 2 of the message that I just put out. But there's going to be an act that they're going to do, to show that they are sorry for what they have done. They experienced a storm in their life, which, they end up experiencing an awakening, because when he came back, number one, he went to her store and brought her a gift. And the gift was like her old mail and her hat and all that stuff from when she used to live there. Y'all gotta watch it. If you catching it, you catching it. I'm sorry if I'm moving too fast. But, he went to her, popped up at her store because she was winning. She owned the store. And gave her a gift, bought some pants to support her business and stuff like that. And then later on, the celebration happened, the Resurrection Sunday or the Easter dinner took place, and he came back and he was nice. And then Silly's sister came back, and she was reconciled with her family and stuff like that. Like, it was just crazy revelation. I was like, and what's the odds of tomorrow being Easter Sunday? I don't do the Easter thing, but we're talking about resurrection. Okay, what's the odds of tomorrow being resurrection, y'all? I was like, this is nothing but God. And then the other revelation, y'all, I was talking to my sister in Christ, and she was reading a book, and it was a particular book she was reading. Shout out to my sis Marcia. And she was reading this book, and the book had my spouse's name. And so we was kind of cracking the code, and she was like, somebody took, somebody stole his voice, and da 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 da. And so I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I said, yo, that actually reminded me, because me and the kids was just watching Little Mermaid, right? And so Ursula stole Little Mermaid's voice. Okay, and that's because, and then her husband wasn't able to identify her because he only knew her by her voice. Okay, and for some of y'all, even just with that by itself, like stealing the voice, your spouse's voice got stolen. Okay, their purpose got stolen. There was a destiny killer, a destiny killer sent in their life, Jezebel's, to stop the promise. Okay, but they are receiving their voice back. There's a resurrection that is taking place where they're receiving their voice back, and now they're able to see, okay, or experience the breakthrough, okay? But that's just everything just connecting it out. Y'all just had to share that, because I'm like, oh my goodness, like them crying out because there was a storm taking place in their life. Them saying like, Lord, just give me a chance. I'll do right by her. Like, just give me a chance. This is many of your spouses saying, Lord, just give me one more chance. I'm going to do right. I'm going to do right. Give me one more chance. And the Father's giving them a chance. And then there was a reconciliation, and the reconciliation happened. In that movie, it was Easter. Okay. And tomorrow is quote unquote Easter, Resurrection Sunday. So y'all, it's just crazy. So I'm just saying, y'all just need to stay in expectation, because I don't know, this can happen as soon as today, tomorrow, this month, but I strongly feel like it's going to happen this spring. Many of you guys are going to be reconciled with your spouses, okay? So, y'all, this was part 2. I had to add that because that had just dropped in my spirit. And if y'all need to go ahead and watch it, it was several different confirmations that I was receiving, but just off the bat, I had to share that with just both of those movies, The Mermaid, yeah, because the mermaid stole her voice. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Ursula stole her voice. She a big hater, okay? Many of these counterfeits stole your spouse's voice. And yeah, just watch it so y'all can get your own revelation as well. But I just thought it was deep, and I just felt like I had to share it, so I'm sharing it. But yeah, y'all, stay in expectation, okay? Many of y'all getting ready. I'm telling y'all, like I said in the last video, y'all gonna be like, I'm married now. Okay? So, again, congratulations in advance. I love y'all so much. Peace, love, and blessings if you feel led to sow. And look, 737, when I said now, y'all, listen, the video was on 737, y'all. That's the time length of the video when I said now. 737 literally means just now, okay? So, y'all, that's confirmation, okay? So stay in expectation, y'all. It's here. Oh my gosh, congratulations. If you feel led to sow into this message, information is in the description box below or above if you're on TikTok. So peace, love, and blessings. I'll be back with another word.